Hi mamas, it's Mary, and today I am going to be showing you guys how I feed my sourdough starter. I meant to do this a lot earlier this week because I was going to bake earlier this week as well, but then my toddler got the flu and we've been battling that all week, so I didn't get a chance to do it till now. I like to keep it super simple because I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy. I usually just eyeball the measurements and go more by how the consistency is of the starter rather than by how much flour or water I've added. I've never had a problem with my bread and how it's turned out, and this is how I do it. This is fresh from the fridge, it's cold, and we're just gonna feed it and wake it up. I will probably feed it a few times before I bake with it, just to make sure it's really ready to go. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like liquidy, and there's kind of like this blob in the middle, so it's really not ready to bake with at all. But we're gonna fix that by feeding it. So I'm just add a little bit of water, hydrate it first. I'm just gonna mix that all together. I like to add the water first because it hydrates the starter straight out of the fridge and gets all those clumps back into the mixture, and it kind of makes it more homogeneous before adding the flour. So you can see it's pretty watery right now. Move this out of the way. It's like kind of like a pancake batter consistency. Which is great. I think I got all the clumps out. Okay, and then we're just gonna add the flour until I like the consistency. Start with a couple good spoonfuls. So I'm planning to bake with this starter tomorrow. And I'm feeding it so late in the day, it's already like almost 2 o'clock today, because my kitchen's just warmer. And so it is going to eat faster and grow faster because of the warmth. But if you have a cold kitchen, especially if you're taking your sourdough straight out of the fridge like I did, you might want to start feeding your starter earlier. Right now I'm kind of just waking it up, giving it some food, warming it up, getting it going. And then tonight is when I'm really going to be bulking it up and adding a lot of flour and water in order to get the amount that I need to bake with. I'm probably going to need about 1 or 2 kilograms because of all the baking I'm going to do. I told my neighbor that I would still have her order ready this week, even though I had a sick child to deal with all week, which maybe was a little ambitious of me, but hey, I think I'm gonna be able to do it, so we'll see. So now it's done. It's much more like, I don't know, it's a lot like gloppier now. I just put the top right back on. Typically people say that when it's doubled in size, like that's good to bake with. Sometimes mine even like triples in size, so it goes, you know, all the way up to the very top of the jar by the time it's done feeding. I think what you really want to look for when you're using your sourdough is it'll start kind of deflating. That's what you want to catch. So when it doubles or triples, but then it kind of starts deflating, that's when you want to catch it to bake with. So you might need to mess around with it depending on the activity of your sourdough starter and the heat of your kitchen, because that's going to make it grow faster or slower. Like I said, my kitchen is warm and my sourdough starter is very active. So it's only 2 o'clock right now, and by probably 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, it's gonna have eaten all of this, doubled or tripled in size, and started deflating, which I'll show you guys tonight. I'll feed it again, and by tomorrow morning, it will probably have already been much deflated, but it'll be very hungry and ready to bake with. So that's the rundown. Go ahead and put this guy on the counter and let him eat, and we'll see him this evening. So it's about 8 p.m. now, and my starter has doubled in size and deflated, and it's ready for its next feed. This feed is my bulk feed, where I'm bulking the size of my starter so that tomorrow I have enough for all the baking that I'm going to do. Sourdough starter is amazing because with just a little bit of starter, you can grow it however big you want. After portioning some active starter into my containers, I'm going to feed my base starter a little and just put it back in the fridge for the next time that I need it. Refrigerating starter just slows down the time it takes to eat and grow, and ultimately it'll make it go dormant if you leave it in there long enough. Then I'm feeding my containers of starter with lots of flour and water to build enough starter. It'd probably be smarter to actually weigh the amounts of flour and water that I'm using to make sure that I'll have enough starter for tomorrow's baking, but I've done this so many times already that I can guess pretty well how much I'll need. Once I have the consistency that I like, I use these plastic shower caps on top of the containers to cover them overnight. Now it's late morning of the next day and I'm ready to bake. I'm getting started a lot later than I wanted to, so they've already deflated, but they did double in size. As you can see, they are bubbly, jiggly, and ready to go. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and join my sourdough journey. Next week, I'll be sharing a tutorial for my super easy sourdough bread.